Imagine the key to healing, feeling confident, and living in your authenticity isn't in the mind at all, but right under your skin. Sounds scary, right? Well, more than 70% of trauma survivors report that they feel disconnected from their own bodies. And with our brains stuck in a survival mode, it's easy to check out. So in the next few minutes, I'll explain why reclaiming your body-mind connection is the first step back to your authenticity. And except that, you'll also learn 3 extremely easy somatic tools that you can implement in your daily life. You will grant yourself permission to live fully, so at the end of this video, you can walk away with a clear picture of what does it mean to step into your power. And if you're new here, go hit the subscribe button so this video can reach people who need to hear it. The whole idea of filming this struck me when I was reading a book called After by Dr. Bruce Greyson, which blends hard science research on near-death experience with a gentle spiritual lens. It reminded me that the only scientist worth listening to is the one who stays open-minded. Because we've been told that spirit lives somewhere far away, in an ethereal realm we have to reach for, that we have to go to the mountains or to the desert, spend there 40 nights alone, and then we will find ourselves. And that's a myth. People who live through near-death experience describe spirit as something very natural and accessible to us at any moment. However, this all also brings us to another common misconception, that this enlightenment or epiphany or calling has to reveal itself in one single, unique, huge, life-changing experience. And then we will be free, and then we will be healed, and then everything will be just fine. But it's actually the small things that accumulate, the daily choices that gradually rewire your nervous system. So one day you can wake up feeling transformed because you made these tiny yet powerful investments over time. And even if you go to climb a mountain or on a desert island to be free, once you are back in your usual environment, it's the daily choices that counts. I guess you don't want to wait until you're dead to experience how to live fully. Likely you want to find out now. So what do we need to do? We need to learn to listen to the body again. That's how we give the brain a chance to heal. And the good news is we have so many opportunities to reclaim the relationship with the body. Let's spill out the secrets. So your first embodied practice, and also the easiest one, answer another question. What do you need to do to hear your inner voice? You have to be present with your breath. When you sit with your breath at the pace of 6 breaths per minute, your brain and your heart find coherence. They are reunited after the long time you spent in a survival. The secret is in the rhythm, and that means 5 seconds inhale, 5 seconds exhale. It's as easy as that. This raises HRV, steadies the vagus nerve, quiets the brain and aligns it with your heart. It creates a harmonious feedback loop where the heart's rhythmic signals amplify the brain's capacity to regulate emotions, that's what we want, and the brain in turn steadies the heart. So if you feel like your heart is racing, just try this and watch how the body will outsmart you. It's pure physiological magic. From there, you can start feeling yourself again, not reliving the trauma trapped in your head or what happened to you when you were anxious. And I'm not gonna call it breath work, because this ain't no breath work. Just intentionally slow down your breath, stay present, and see what comes up. Because the bottom line is that your nervous system is the battlefield of trauma, but also the doorway to the divine inside of you. And how does my personal story fit in here? Well, maybe you experience it too. The time in your life when you would call yourself a misfit. Because you couldn't find a place to fit, so you became somebody else. I used to call myself a misfit. I didn't know that I'm dealing with PTSD at the time. And on the outside, I looked like the average, happy, pretty, maybe privileged girl everyone expected to be emotionally flat and just be interested in makeup and whatsoever. But on the inside, I felt like there's a galaxy of emotions trapped in, and it's about to explode very soon. I hid my feelings to myself, I started to wear masks at work, in social circles, and I internalized them so much that one day I woke up and I couldn't recognize myself. And I realized that the only person who is holding me back is me, and my refusal to listen to my body. I couldn't function in my body, and it expressed itself as this visible loss of authenticity. And for what? To fit in places I didn't like, or for a bunch of people not to judge me? If you're still here and you know this feeling, let's discuss the next steps. We already have the breathing exercise, so we're sure that we're out of fight or flight. And when I stopped treating my body as a machine, I felt flooded with grief. And that's the next step for you too. Let yourself grieve. In today's fast-paced world, grief is really underrated. Give yourself permission to grieve every version of you that couldn't get out. All the versions that you kept hiding. All of your emotions that you never allowed to surface. That you kept hidden, to keep safe, to fit in. Go listen to that grief, because it might be the only thing that you need to do to set yourself free. And to let go. If you still don't know how to allow yourself to feel emotions and let them pass, go revisit my Feel It to Heal It episode and all other episodes on acceptance. And remember, this too shall pass. And not to get stuck on feelings, we have the next step, which is another somatic tool. And the secret is, it's so easy that you might have forgotten that you know it. It will also help you to turn inwards. What scientists label as interoceptive awareness and mystics simply call listening to the soul, while all of them are doing the same, and you should too. And it is to do a body scan. Noticing any feeling that might be unusual or new to you, while staying present with yourself and trying not to run away from it. If you're a trauma survivor, it might sound easier than it gets. Stay patient with yourself and do it even if it feels uncomfortable at first. It's usually recommended to do this practice when lying down and noticing every body part from your feet up to the head. But you can also easily do this when sitting on a sofa, knowing that all your attention goes to your body. Also, YouTube or Spotify are full of beautiful meditations that can support you through this process. And the result? Your nervous system will be so regulated that you will feel grounded yet alive at the same time. You are finally in your body, not just in your head. And that's the point where you can start reclaiming your authenticity. Because while tuning into your body and staying in the present moment, you can't be anyone else. And then we have the hardest part, allowing yourself to simply be. What if you're not who you thought you were? What if you're not that lost, little, reckless human being, but an expansive consciousness living that wild ride of a human experience? That brings me to another book, totally on the opposite spectrum, meaning spiritual, The Dream, the Journey, Eternity, and God, where it said that the highest version of ourselves usually wants the simplest things in life, like strong health for you and for your families, or having the time to enjoy a slow morning or go hiking in a beautiful nature because time is the wealth on our planet, being creative, doing some crafts or art, and all of that is an expression of your body. Even if you want to win in a lottery, you probably crave that feeling of calm and bliss going through your veins that you now have all the time in the world to spend on the things you want to do with your body. So as the last step, allow yourself to be the most quirkiest, unapologetic, vibrant version of you. Let your body express itself, aka do what you love, because you have your unique pursuit. A personal path that only you can walk. If you are willing to reclaim yourself, what ifs and should be's are just stories of your mind. Your body knows better. You are here to untangle yourself. That means your body too. So let it lead you. Everything you experience, thoughts, emotions, sensations, are just consciousness in motion. So let it flow. And I swear by these words, nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. So even if you think it seems impossible for you to live your best life, it's often a sign that you stand on the edge of that possibility. It entered your perspective to broaden your horizons. That is how being delusional works. Your bigger picture pops up in your mind, and then it lingers in your subconscious. And in the meanwhile, you go on, you live your life, you take the next opportunity, moving one step at a time. All of these micro actions we talk about accumulate, reshaping your neural pathways, so one day you can wake up and truly access the best version of yourself, the truest version of yourself, and then poof, you're there where you always wanted to be. Just allow yourself to live your life. And if you're still caught up in the narrative that you're supposed to be somewhere else and you're supposed to be someone else, somehow different and more worthy of this and that, then let me remind you that you have the emotional freedom technique always at your hand. And why is this technique so unique? Well, because it combines acupressure tapping with a brief cognitive statement. The physical taps sends a gentle reset to your brain's limbic system, while the spoken statements reframes the emotional charge. So thanks to this practice, you are stepping into your power, consciously deciding where you want to be in your life. That you are no longer the traumatized person, you are no longer the victim, or whatever the story was. The cognitive part of this practice is given in a specific order to help you disrupt even what seems like an unbreakable lifelong pattern. It has been shown in several clinical trials, reduces PTSD symptoms, lowers cortisol, and restores a sense of safety in your body. And as a PTSD survivor myself, I'm a big fan. It changed my life. So it isn't some spiritual magic, it's a physical shortcut to tell your brain, I'm safe. Remember, micro actions stack. Anyway, okay, once more. Each breath, each tapping session, every moment staying in the present with your body rewires the neural pathways that once kept you hidden under your masks, stuck or unable to express yourself. And after you loosen the tightness, just ask yourself, who are you ready to be? And claim it. You are not a misfit. You are a soul learning to inhabit a human vessel again. The perfect one that was given to you. And if this resonated, go check my Turn Inward series as I go deeper into the journey of knowing oneself and ways to regulate your nervous system. Thank you for staying present. Now go live your life.